All right, so in this video, we are going to reproduce this calculator right here where you can have the price of something and then it's also comparing other things here. And the feature in Stylish Cost Calculator that allows more than one total price to appear when a user is interacting with the cost calculator is what we call the custom totals price feature. It used to be called multiple totals, but we've since then changed it to custom totals. So how it works is the user is going to see the standard uh, price from the cost calculator, and then you're going to use WordPress shortcodes to enter on the page other totals that have a math applied to it based on the calculator total. So let's go ahead and create a new page. So in order to do this, we're just going to click Add New and create a calculator from scratch, and we'll call it the Custom Totals Example. In terms of the actual creating the calculator, there's not really much to it. We can add a slider, so if we're going to go ahead and remove this drop down, and we're going to add a standard slider. We can call it maybe like an ROI calculator or something like that. And with the ROI calculator, you could, well, there's a few ways you can do it. You can do it also with the variable math element if there's complex pricing involved. But let's say, for example, you have simple pricing. So from 1 to 100, you're charging, let's say, $5 a unit or something like that. So for the example, for this example, we're going to do it this way. So the total here is 14. Now you might want to turn off all this here, and that's no problem. You can do that, and then you can just add the subtotal here if that's better. So you can just click on display subtotal. So what that's going to do is put the total here. And then we can just remove all that if that needs be. So let's not show the email button, the detail button, or the coupon button. And in terms of the total price, we can just not show the total price. So let's go ahead and remove the total price. And so now it's going to start to look more like the example right here. And it looks like the changes here didn't save. So sometimes we just gotta let the changes save in the background and then reload the calculator. If that ever happens, just do a Control-Shift refresh and your changes should save. If not, it looks like Ajax didn't save it. So depending on, see this little Ajax symbol right here, it's saving it to the database. Now that it's saved, perhaps that didn't happen the first time. We're going to do a Shift refresh. And there we go. Now it goes up to 100. Okay, so let's go ahead and now build this onto the page. So what we're gonna have to do is click on embed to page, and we want the custom total, this feature right here. And if you click on the eye icon, you can get an introduction to it, and this is where you're gonna start to apply the math. So for example, if we go back to the example page, if I go up to $1 million, it looks like this is 40%. Of $1 million, this is 60%, and then the savings is 20%. So what we would do in this example is we would just create we would create a custom total onto the web page, and we would basically multiply it by 0.2 to get 20% of the amount. So let's go ahead and just do this. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and edit this page. We're going to grab the calculator form right here. And this is using, I prefer WP Elementor, but this one we'll have to do for now. So let's go ahead and paste its ID number 9. So we want ID 9 here. Let's go ahead and delete all this good stuff here. And what we want to do is display that multiple total. So let's go ahead and pop the multiple total here. And we wanted to, if we read the help desk article, we want to multiply it by 20. So let's add that value right here. Multiply by 0.2. That should do the trick. And let's just see what it looks like so far. So now we have it on the page. If we do 100, it's 40. So it's now working. This is the price of the calculator, and this is the total multiple total example, or the custom total example. So now we can do this here, and then we can say something like savings, and then this is really badly designed, by the way. If I was to do this, I would wrap this in a div and add style to it, and we can say something like, well, let's just pull it right from the competitor. So they're saying this right here. So I'm not the best at designing with the visual code editor, but this is just one way of doing it. I guess we can wrap this in a div, perhaps. Let's see what that looks like. We can try to style that div. Maybe add some padding. Maybe add a background color. Just add a background of looks like so far. Then we can do the same thing here. Delete that. Grab this one here. Pop in the title. And then apply it by a 0.4. We can do the savings, and the savings will be a 0.2. Actually, I believe this is the 0.4. I think this is a 0.6, and this is a 0.2. So this is 40% of the value, so on and so forth. So let's just see what it looks like so far. So I had to change the per unit price to $1, and if we want to make it the $1 million thing, just to align with our example, we're just going to do it like this. And I made some changes to the HTML. So if you're watching this video, you can just go ahead and copy this. I just added some margins and changed some colors. So this is blue and this is yellow. And this is what it looks like so far. Just do a Control-Shift refresh. And if it's $1 million, 40, 60, and the savings is 1. It's 20,000. So, another thing I want to mention is I had to change the math. It's actually 4%, 6%, and then the savings was 2%. So I just had to do it like that. But I hope this video shows you an example of what you can do with the custom totals feature. The custom totals feature has a lot of benefits that we haven't even mentioned here. You can combine two calculator totals on the same page. You can compare competitor pricing. You can show monthly pricing. For example, let's say your calculator shows like what the yearly cost of something is. You can divide it by 12 and get the monthly cost. You can do a lot with the, well, the possibilities are really endless. I mean, if you think about what you can do here. You can remove the currency symbols if you don't want the currency symbols, if you're doing something like a medicine calculator or something like that. The combined calculators are really cool if you have two calculators on the same page. So let's say if you have this one here and then right beside it you want another one, and then you want the custom totals to use math of this one and then make your own formula, you can do that as well. But the possibilities are quite endless, and I'm really excited to see what you guys can do with that. I want to show you something really cool about our slider. The bubble of the slider will actually get bigger as the number gets bigger. So yeah, we use JavaScript to automatically change the size of the bubble, and it really helps people have bigger numbers that they need to use in countries where the currencies are in the millions. And if you want the slider to be bigger, I would recommend to turn on the go to style block 2. And then you can reload here, and then the calculator or the slider will be on its own line. And it just makes it for a cleaner look. So I hope this video serves you well, and send a comment of what you think and what you're about to use the use case for your scenario.